So here I am showcasing the Abzan tokens deck in standard. So this deck is base black-white with a small splash of green, and over the past week or two it's been surging in popularity. Um, the teamer matchup is pretty good, and yeah, it's pretty good against control. It's just a solid deck. Hidden Stockpile plus Anointed Procession plus Anointer Priest. These are synergies that have been around in the format, but then once you add new cards like Legion's Landing and Vraska Relic Seeker, the deck really comes together. So the mana base is base black white. We've got 4 copies of Evolving Wilds. One of the main reasons for this is, first of all, it finds your forest. Second of all, it's a revolt enabler, and you want to be able to enable revolt consistently to turn on your hidden stockpiles. The deserts in the deck, there's a couple Shafet Dunes and a couple Ifnir Deadlands. Those are also ways to enable revolt. And sometimes you go wide with creatures and you can win with the Shafet Dunes, or just getting rid of an annoying threat with the Ifnir Deadlands is nice as well. Renegade map plays also like a land, so there's only 23 actual lands, but there's 27 mana sources in the deck, which is a lot. Renegade map is a revolt enabler as well. You'll see that theme continuing, and yeah, it can search for all 3 of your colors. Fatal Push is another card that wants revolt as well. Now it's much more heavily played than Hidden Stockpile, so players are more used to playing with Fatal Push, but there's 4 copies in the deck. Premium removal spell in standard. Legion's Landing, already mentioned this one. 1 mana, make a 1/1 lifelink token. Alright, so maybe it's not on the surface that great, but once you flip it, that's when you get the big payoff, because you can flip it into Adanto, the first fort. And so once you are able to do that, you get the mana immediately, and then you can create 1/1s every single turn, and those 1/1s can multiply once you start throwing Anointed Procession into the mix there. Anointer Priest, it's one of the ways to buffer your life total. Pretty important against the aggressive decks. And also, sometimes your opponent just has to kill it, then you bring it back. So the Embalm is really nice as well. Not playing Sacred Cats at all in the list. I think Anointer Priest is just the best Embalm creature that you can play in this deck. Hidden Stockpile is one of the key token makers because there's not that many cards that make tokens in the deck. There's some, but this is the one that you can continuously do it every turn unless you've flipped Legion's Landing. Anointed Procession is, yeah, it's your late game card. You want it to stick on the battlefield. There's not that many ways to deal with enchantments in the format, as it turns out. So having a bunch of enchantments in your deck, there's really not a ton of ways to punish you. 4 copies of Cast Out, you can cycle it, and then getting rid of a Planeswalker, a God, those are some of the most annoying cards to deal with, and sometimes you just have to have the Cast Out, so you play 4. Fumigate, yeah, you don't mind killing your tokens, you're going to gain some life from that, and normally, once you're able to Fumigate, you still have these enchantments on the board that you can use to win in the late game, so Fumigate is very good against a deck like Temur or 4-color Energy. Start to Finish, this is a card that it's not in all of the Abzan tokens list, but I like its versatility, being able to play it at instant speed to make tokens. Then you can use the finish part later to get rid of an annoying threat. And then Vraska Relic Seeker is kind of the closer of the deck. So it does make tokens itself. You can make 2/2s with Menace, but you can also get rid of annoying permanents. And yeah, it's just a versatile Planeswalker. The sideboard, we've got Duresses. Those are for control. Authority of the Consuls and Sudscourge Champion are for the Ramunab Red matchup. And then Treasure Map and Arguel's Bloodfest, yeah, they're also for control. grindier matchups. Lost Legacy comes in if you're playing against like a blue-white approach type deck. Those are normally the toughest matchups, especially in game 1. And then Angel of Sanctions, a versatile removal creature. When a lot of your opponents after sideboard are going to have less removal in their deck because they don't want to be spending removal just to get rid of a single token. So you can board in a card like Angel of Sanctions to punish them. So this is Abzan tokens, and I'm going to go ahead and play it in a league on Magic Online.